Hello friends, this is Karthikeya Singh, working as an assistant professor in School of Management Sciences, Varanasi. We are covering research design, this business research method subject. And as you all know, we are covering this AKTU syllabus, and we have already covered three parts of it, like basic research design, concept of exploratory research design, then descriptive research design, and we are into this experimental research. That is the fourth part of research design of second unit. So we have already almost covered this, and we are into this types of experimental research design. And this experimental research design, we are covering the first part, that is pre-experimental research design, in this lecture video. So let's move further. We are into this pre-experimental design. We'll cover this pre-experimental research design in this lecture video. Let's start with this pre-experimental research design. The first type of experimental research design is one-shot case study. Why we usually say one-shot case study? Because only one group is exposed to the treatment, and treatment is, in our example, it is basically your sales training is the treatment, and in this we are only concerned to note the change after the treatment is being given. Like, for example, if you take this exposure X, this one, and this exposure is basically your training, and this exposure is given, after exposure is given, this observation is taken. So we are only concerned about this exposure, that is treatment being given to a single group and observation is taken. That's why it is considered as one shot case study. And in one shot case study, what does it say? This means that only one test group is subjected to the treatment X, and then a measurement on the dependent variable is taken. So we are only concerned about the one group and exposure given to it, and we are observing the observation or measuring the sales performance of the treatment is being given. So no random assignment, no random assignment. I have already told you, random assignment where chances of getting selected of every single unit in a sample remains the same for everybody. And you can compare it with the lottery method where every individual chances to get selected remains the same. So that is going to be referred as random selection. I have already discussed in the previous lecture video. And second one is assignment is done as per the choice of the researcher. What does it mean? Like, if the researcher is going to assign the sample size or choose the sample size on his own, chances are there he is not going to use the random selection. So he may choose some biased selection, and due to his biasness in selection, chances are there the result could be a bit vague in nature. And that's why we usually say that pre-experimental research design types are loosely structured, and we are not going to get the appropriate result which is expected from any experimental research design. So we have already seen, and this is one short case study. Let's move further. Erase this marker first and we'll move ahead. The second one says one group pre-test and post-test design. The first one was only concerned about the post-test result, but in this case, we are concerned about the pre-test and post-test research design. And in this, we have already covered the first observation before the exposure is given and second observation after the exposure is given. So let's take for an example, consider this marker here. O1 is the observation before the exposure is given, and O2 is the observation after the observation is given. So if we'll compare this O2 and O1, you'll come to know the exact value of this or change which is happening due to this exposure. And this difference is going to tell you the impact of this exposure which we are implicating on this. So what does it say? The test unit is subjected, the test unit are subjected to the treatment X, and both pre-treatment O1 before the observation or before the exposure is given, and post-treatment after the exposure is given, O2 measurement are taken, because we are concerned about pre-test and post-test. That's why it is referred as pre-test and post-test. Factor affecting this research design is are factors affecting history, maturation, testing, instrumentation, and selection bias. We have already covered all these factors in our previous, means factors affecting this internal validity. These are the factors of internal validity, and this influences your research result. And history means just I'm going to take you to one or two of these extraneous variables or factors affecting internal validity, and that's why your main result may have some implication of these variables. So first one is history. And history, what do you understand by this history and how does it affects? Like, if you have taken the first observation here, if you have taken the first observation here in the month of January in 2018, and you are going to take the second observation in January in 2019, so there would be a complete 1 year difference between the two observations. So more time is going to be spent during these two observations. Chances are there that history extraneous may impact your research here. So more duration would be there in two observations. Chances are there this history as a factor is going to impact, because responses will start varying from the responses which you have taken in the month of January. If you take the same kind of reservation in the month, same kind of observation in the month of next year of January, your responses will automatically vary, because most of the respondents may lose interest in the training and their behavior may change. They come to know about all the nitty gritty of the training, so they'll start behaving in a different way. So their responses may also change. So this is going to impact your observation. The second one is maturation. Maturation means within your organization itself, if somebody is spending more time with the organization, they will become mature in terms of their product knowledge, in terms of their market knowledge, in terms of their sales skills. So due to this maturation, sales performance may also go up. So as people spend more time with the organization, due to their maturation, due to their experience, their sales performance will also go up. So these are history, maturation, and other testing, instrumentation, and selection biases. These are the factors which influences your sales performance. So these are the basic factors which influences your sales performance or your research result. And we have already covered this one test, pre-test and post-test, because we are measuring pre or before the exposure is being given, and after the exposure is given, we are also going to measure that. Let's move further and erase this marker which has come from the previous slides, and let's move with the concept of the last pre-experimental result type, and this is going to be called as a static group. What does this static group says? They are only concerned about the exposure being given and observation being taken after the exposure is given. So take for an example, here we have already taken this. We have given observation, but we haven't taken any observation before this exposure is given, and we are concerned about to take the observation after exposure is being given. And the second group, no exposure is given. Here you are not seeing any observation. Here you are not seeing any observation, but our second observation is taken without giving any observation. So if you want to check the impact, if you want to check the impact of this X, that means exposure, and if we'll measure the performance of the second group, we'll come to know about the exposure's impact, and this is going to be considered as a static group comparison. Now let's move further. Two groups are tested, not randomly selected. Again here selection bias would be there because no random selection is being made. And the first group is experimental group because exposure is given. The second group is control group because that group is not going to be given any kind of treatment or exposure. That's why it is going to be called as control group. And factor affecting selection bias, I have already told you, mortality and selection bias. Selection bias means no random selection is there. So researcher is going to measure or select the sample on its own. So their selection bias should be there, and it is not going to give you the exact picture. And mortality, research has started with 200 people, and during this research or training period, suppose 50 people have left that training. So test unit mortality must be there. So if you take the feedback from 200 people and if you take the feedback from 150 people and 50 people must have left this training, so difference in opinion would definitely be there, and it is also going to impact your research result. So we have covered this third part also. So far we have covered this pre-experimental design. In pre-experimental design, one short case study was there. In one short case study, only one group was exposed with exposure. Second, in one pre and post test was also used, means observation before the exposure is given and exposure observation after the exposure is being given. Pre-test and post-test was there, and in static group, no exposure is given to the second group and the first one is given exposure, and we are going to measure the difference between O2 and O2 and O1, and this is going to tell us the impact of this exposure, and this is going to be considered as a static group. Several extraneous variable we have already discussed in the previous one group, pre-test and post-test, their history, maturation, are the other factors which influences your sales performance. In this, selection bias and mortality is going to impact your research result. And in all these three, no random selection is made. The most important thing in pre-experimental, no random selection is being made. That's why biased result or big result is expected to come out of this pre-experimental research design, and this is the reason why it is considered as loosely designed research, experimental research. So this is it. Thanks for watching, and we'll cover in the next slide the next research design type.